Hey guys, welcome back to Heavy Metal Rex. My name is Oasis, and I wanted to make this video because my recent video, I was outside, and I did make a quick little clip of the infotainment system, but there was so much glare, I didn't really like it, so I wanted to make a separate video going over the infotainment system in an environment where it's actually visible. So this is, as you can see, this is the infotainment system in a 2022 Premium, and most of the buttons are digital now. We do have a couple of physical buttons. We've got, obviously, thankfully, the hazards are still physical. That would be weird if they finally make them digital. You've got a volume knob, the front defroster, the left side air conditioning. We've got the right side air conditioning over here, the rear defrost, and also the side mirrors defrost with the rear as well. And tuning knob for you radio aficionados. I don't know how many people that still listen to the radio. But something you will notice is in the past, the 2015 to the 2021, we did have a secondary screen that was above, like on the dash, that displayed, it had like different things like angle. It would show you what was going on with the tires. It would show you oil temperature, engine temperature, gas mileage, things like that. That is actually now right here. What I have yet to be able to find out is how to change this, but you have the ability to go look at if your Bluetooth device is connected, if it's playing any music, it shows here. And now if we go to the right side, we have temperature. Now this one's really interesting because I've actually had to change this 3 times so far. It seems every other time when I turn the car on, this location changes to a different state. I don't know why. And I don't know if that's where this car was built or what. It keeps going back to Washington, D.C. I don't understand why. It's very unusual. So for the most part, I just leave it here because I need to know when the car is warm. It actually warms up pretty quick, which is also interesting. And oil temperature, which is very helpful. You have your basic features, radio, media, phone, apps. I've seen people install different apps yet. I haven't played around with that just yet. Car info, I wanted to show you this real quick. This is where normally you would have the driving statistics in the triple display that was above the dash or on the dash. It is now here. So it tells you if, I don't know really how relevant this information is. I guess if you're in the snow and you're watching your tires going very slowly, but I would imagine somebody that's sitting in the passenger seat would actually watch this more. And the angle is, I guess, relevant if you're going off-roading, which this car is probably not going to do much off-roading. This I actually do like, this maintenance window. I can actually set all of the different miles for the different items that I need to replace or keep track of when I want to replace them, which is very nice. Actually, I should put the origin date of this car or when I received this car here and here. I have not done that yet, but it's a nice little touch. It's coming back to the home screen. Subaru Starlink. I haven't messed with the app just yet, but I do have the 3-year SOS Starlink system. So there's a SOS button up top by the map lights. You push that, you can talk to somebody somewhere about what's going on with you, what's going on with your car, and things like that. And that does link into the My Subaru app, which has a vehicle locator, the lock/unlock doors, which I think is kind of a useful feature. It's $99 for 3 years. It's where you're paying $33,000 for a car. What's $100 or $30 a year for something like that? I know some of the more expensive cars have that feature already included in the price. For example, we have a Volvo XC90 that does come with the app, no extra cost, though that car is about a little over twice as much as this one. So that actually comes down to the My Subaru. The My Subaru app in here doesn't really have those features. Obviously, that's in the app itself. But here you can make an appointment if you have, and you can make roadside assistance. But these things aren't really something that I would be doing through the car. If the car breaks down, I'm probably not going to have access to these features. So I'll be doing that through my phone. Next up, Android Auto. This is something that has been a point of contention. I have Android, and Android Auto, it does this, which not a lot of people are happy with. As you can see, it cuts the screen in half, and that's what we have here. Kind of sucks that is the case, but there's really nothing we can do about that. you know. It is what it is. People think that updates will actually change what this screen looks like. I don't know how realistic that is. People are saying that with the iPhone, they kind of have like a full screen Waze app. I don't know that. I actually have an iPhone inside, but it's so old I cannot test it with this feature. Of course, there's no wireless Apple Play. There's no wireless Android Auto, which I was hoping for a car from 2022. But this is the best that we have. My only complaint is, again, if they can just make it full screen, that would be great. Because I don't need this. This is not that necessary. Because most of the time, if you're playing something through your phone, it's not going to display here anywhere. It's actually going to display down below. But that is a complaint, and I don't know if that's going to change. Yesterday, actually, they did put out an update, and I am still waiting for this update. It has not shown up. If I go over down to here, and we'll check it again. Actually, you know what? I don't know if it's connected to the Wi-Fi. So it does have the ability to connect to Wi-Fi. That's how you would get your updates. So in this case, the Wi-Fi, switch networks, connect to mine, and I will check again live. But I've been checking all day, and I've been checking since yesterday, and I haven't gotten it. And I'm going to tell you something really interesting here after I check software updates. Update, check for updates. See, still no software is available. And I did get the email from Subaru saying that the software is being updated. Now I want to show you, this is really interesting. So this is the current version of the software in this car. So I'm part of this 2022 group for 2022 WRXs on Facebook. It's a group on Facebook. And I've been asking people, what is the software version that you have currently? And I've seen numbers all over the place. We've seen one that's 121-770, and that's an updated one. And I've seen another one where it says 121-720, which is also an updated firmware. But now my question is, that doesn't make sense to me, because if you're upgrading firmware, the number usually goes up, doesn't go down. And we've now seen two different versions. Now, I got this car last week. Is it possible that I have the latest version and that's how it shipped? I don't know. I have yet to be able to confirm with somebody else what their software version is. So if you guys have had your software updated recently, either today or yesterday, definitely let me know what the software version is, because I'm really curious. Now, the rest of what's going on in the settings, you have your basic stuff. You know, you have the Wi-Fi hotspot, which I don't really know how good that is, or if it's even any good. This meter screen right here, I was actually hoping that this would allow me to change the triple screen up here, but actually this is the center console, or sorry, not the center console. This is actually the center area of the speedometer area. So I'm not really sure how to change that. That changes something else completely. But I thought that was something. The camera. The rear camera, actually, there is the same issue in the rear camera. When it displays, it actually only displays the center. I was hoping it would display the whole screen. What's the point of having this big tablet if you can't use all the real estate? That part kind of is annoying. Not much else. I mean, you still have your birthday and anniversary list, which is kind of cool. Car talks to you. It's no big deal. By default, there is this beep, which I do not like, so under sound I made sure to turn that off. And there's a couple other things I didn't like. The SMS ringtone is incredibly loud. If you've seen my other videos, you actually heard the text message go off. It's very loud. A couple of things on your phone. Really nothing major, just your default things that you would expect. You know, in this case I have Android Auto to turn on automatically once I plug it up. What was happening before, when I plugged up the phone, I would actually have to go and click the Android Auto button, which I already use it, so I have no reason for it to not do that. Radio section, I've got the 3-month Sirius. I don't listen to it. It's not, if I listen to anything, it's usually off of Amazon Music or Spotify or something like that. Under car, this is something that somebody told me about this, and I'm so glad that they told me, because I didn't find this on my 21, was when you are opening, if you have keyless entry and you grab the door handle for the driver's side, it'll open all the doors. Or actually, no. Wait, no, in the past, it only opened one door. That's right. If I grabbed the driver's side, it only opened one door, the driver's side door. But if I grabbed the passenger door, it opened all of the doors. So under here, it does have the ability to, right here, driver door unlock, either driver only open the driver door or open all the doors. I have a family, and everybody's with me. This is far more convenient. Now, usually I would go to the passenger side door, open it anyway, because that's the side that my daughter sits on. So, but if my wife is here, or if there's somebody else here, it's easier for me to just go to the driver's side door, get in, get the car going, and all the doors open. So, something for you to look into. Another thing right here, the one-touch lane changer. This is really interesting because a lot of you have noticed that we have a one-touch blinker stock now, which is a little difficult to get used to. If you click it all the way down, it blinks. Actually, you can see this. So if I click it, you can see in this video that the indicator is going, but once the turn is initiated and is over, it turns off on its own. But if you want to change lanes, if you just tap it without clicking it, it'll only flash 3 times. And that's for lane changes. And it is difficult to get used to because it's such a new thing. I've never been in any car that has that. But if you don't like it, you can turn it off. I don't really know what the alternative would be. I guess you would have to click it and then also slightly tap it down to get it to turn off. And that's something I'm not really sure how else you would do that. Then auto light sensing. This is for the light sensitivity for the automatic headlights, which a premium does have. I cannot confirm if a base has this. The premium does have the ability to turn on the high beams automatically, which is, I'm pretty sure that is what we were talking about. Vehicle automatic turn on headlights. Oh, so that's just lights in general. Okay, so not the automatic high beams. That's just if you go under a tunnel or something like that. So that's for that. That's cool. Wiper link. What is wiper link actually? Well, the light auto headlights will automatically turn on when the windshield wipers will operate several times. Interesting. So headlights will automatically turn off when the wipers stop. That is interesting. I guess that's relevant because if it's kind of dark, usually the lights will automatically turn on. That makes sense during like rain time. Welcome lighting. This, I haven't actually noticed this. Let's see. Approach headlights will turn on for a set duration of time after pressing the unlock button. So that's something if you actually do press the unlock button. This is actually happening. I don't use the key fob, right? If you have a keyless entry, you're not using the key fob. So this is completely up to you if you want that. So that's really everything that's super relevant to the car. I mean, you've got the ability to set your driver profile just like you did in the past. If you click this button right here, there's really not, I don't know why. There is no other options when you click this little car icon, which is so weird. I don't know why it's even there. You do have your air conditioning stuff right here. This is not the worst because like I know that this button is right here. So this single button on and off for everything. If you click the center, you have all of your air conditioning stuff right here. Max AC, recirculate. That's probably the most important button for us. And then, of course, just fan speed. I haven't looked into what the commands are for just like speaking to the car, because it does have that capability. You can use voice commands, but I haven't done them just yet. But what's interesting is I actually kind of like, I know it's super like not important, but I like having the visual of where the air is coming out. I guess I'm just kind of nerdy like that. But you can do everything from down here if you really want to. Most of the time, I have it set up to where I just hit on and off, and that's it. And my passenger will mess around with it if they really need more AC or less AC. Got your heat seats here, which is kind of cool because you can actually adjust how much heat you want, which is kind of cool. For both sides. That's the all-weather package. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure if that's the all-weather package or if that's just part. I think that's just part of the premium trim now, period. I think you can get the all-weather package on the base. Don't quote me on that because there are some things that are different. They do have an app section. I have seen a video of somebody installing some sort of screen share app for their phone, which I thought was very interesting. I haven't looked into it as much. I kind of want to just for fun. But that's really about it. That's what I wanted to show you guys. when I was outside, there was just tons and tons of glare. It didn't really work out. I'm actually sitting in my garage with the lights on top, but most of them are obscured by the roof of the car, so at least we have some ambient light and you can actually see. So hopefully this helps. If you haven't purchased the car and you're trying to decide between the base and the premium, this does look nicer. I don't know if you're going to get more functionality overall, but just something to consider. Anyway, I hope the video helps, and I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much.